call your attention to the field and to Mr. Greg Morris. Greg.
Good evening, all people. At this time, the Ironmen would like to recognize one of our stalwart supporters who, for years, has worked at the 50-50 table with various things. So, Maggie? The reason that we're recognizing Agnes tonight, one thing is she's a great Irish person. That isn't the main reason. The other thing is that she has worked for us for 32 years, selling 50-50 tickets. She made an amazing contribution to our program, financially and otherwise. So, at this time, I'll ask Kevin and Pete to come over and make a little presentation to her. For those who can't see this jacket, as the green Irish jacket, it's the Iron First jacket, with the name Agnes on the 50-50 on the right sleeve. So, we'll get a couple of pictures, and then we'll move on. Okay.
Umpires for tonight's game behind the plate, Brian Cummings, along with Jason Dunnett and football. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise if you are able to kindly move your backs for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, baseball fans. It is Ironman tradition here tonight, as it is the annual Irish Festival game here from beautiful Ironman Field in Miramichi, New Brunswick, as the Moncton Mets are in town to take on your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman. If you were here for the ceremony, again, the team acknowledging and honoring the service of Agnes O'Neill, who has been a volunteer with the team for 32 years as one of their primary 50-50 salespeople here at the field. So thank you, Agnes. Congratulations on your honor. And thank you so much for your service over the years. And we have a very important ball game here tonight, as I'm going to give Dig just a minute to catch his breath after being down on the field. But I am Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Miramichi Ironman. Dig, one of the best traditions on the river is the Irish Festival game. The guys are wearing their brand spanking new green jerseys here and in search of another victory.
Yeah, first and foremost, Chris, the jersey and hat combo this year is top tier. Really, really nice addition to the Ironman and the festivities of this game.
Yep.
But as you alluded to, another ball game to play and another win, a big win in the standings for the Ironman here if they can scratch another one against Moncton.
Yes, absolutely. And again, the camera not doing it justice. I have to tell you, folks, we have been fighting the camera settings all night. It was sunny and then cloudy and then sunny and then cloudy and sunny and cloudy, and now the sun is out again. So here we are. It looks bright as heck on the stream, but you know what? We're committed to it because the sun is in and out here all night. So the Ironmen take the field in their brand spanking new green jerseys, new green hats this year, and again, a big game in the standings is, again, Moncton, one of the teams trying to chase the Ironmen in that ever-important loss column. Both teams coming in tonight with 19 games played. The Ironmen 11-8, the Mets 6-13. The Ironmen played, of course, here on Tuesday night, picking up a come-from-behind 8-5 victory over the St. John Alpines. The Mets dropping, I believe it was a 10-6 decision against the Fredericton Royals last night, looking to bounce back. Again, we've said it all year, right? This Mets team, a much better team than 6-13. But at some point, they only got 9 games left. At some point, you got to start playing like it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, 28 games. Unfortunately, a tough start really affects your place in the standings. And like we keep saying, Chris, that 4 or 5 series is just a bloodbath. You don't want to be in it.
No, that's right.
If you're Moncton, it's time to turn on the Jets here and try to pile a couple wins together.
Yep, I agree. So Jamie Wall's taking the mail for the Ironmen tonight. 15 in the third innings. He's 1-2 on the season with a 4.11 ERA. Jackson Decker batting leadoff for the Mets tonight. First pitch of the ball game is in there. First strike one, and off we go. The annual Irish Festival game, again, one of my favorites every year. I love it. Here comes the 0-1. And shows bunt, and that's a changeup at the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Decker didn't like that one, saying that was down.
And Chris, to go along with that sun that you're alluding to, the wind is howling in from center field here.
It was a very, very hot day here in Miramichi today. And that's fouled back. Count will remain 0-2. It still is, according to the forecast, 26 here at game time. But definitely significantly cooler than it was earlier as the wind has picked up again. And right now that wind, you can't see the flag because it is blowing directly in from center field and kind of whipping towards left field a little bit as well. Here comes the 0-2. And that is inside for a ball. Decker able to check his swing there. Again, we watched some of the heavy hitters here for both the Ironmen and the Mets take batting practice. Not much flying out of here tonight.
No, not at all. The wind definitely going to play a factor. If you're an outfielder, that ball is going to get up there and start swirling on you. So you really need to.
That is fouled back. Can remain 1-2. Yeah, you're going to have to put a charge into one to get one out of here tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
no cheap home runs here tonight.
No, you are going to have to absolutely put a charge into one here tonight to get one out. Again, we saw, I paid specific attention to Serge Votor, and he was hitting balls and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Serge was hitting balls that looked like home runs off the bat, and they were landing about where Zach Goss is standing in right field. So the wind is very, very, very challenging up there tonight. So Nathan Van Putten's going to step in here, hitting .308 on the season. He's got 12 hits, a couple of doubles, playing second base for the Mets tonight.
And a little bit of a different lineup tonight for the Mets, Chris. No Cormier.
Yeah, he's
And
here though.
no,
He's here on the bench, just not in the lineup.
No Declan Buckle either.
Yep, no Buckle. Again, Buckle not here, but Cormier is listed on the lineup. So not sure if just a day off for him or if he's, again, the typical Mets leadoff hitter and shortstop. Again, maybe not sure. You know, we didn't get a chance to ask the Mets before. Maybe nursing an injury, just an off day. Now, that's at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Also, could be first guy out of the pen for them here as well. So
yeah,
maybe they're kind of holding them back.
Especially with the game last night, you may want to keep him off his feet a little bit if he's going to be pitching tonight.
We don't dive too far into that stuff. But 1-1's the count here to Van Putten, and that is fouled back for strike 2. So big weekend here on the Miramichi. Obviously, Canada's Irish Festival here this weekend. The Miramichi exhibition going on just in the exhibition complex over here behind us. Big crowd here at Ironman tonight, as there is for the Irish Festival game every year. A lot of family and friends travel from away here. The parking situation's an absolute disaster.
Great time for the construction on John Street.
And that's foul back. Keep the count at 1 and 2. Yeah, I mean, I got here at about 20 after 6, and they're lined up clear down John Street. There's people in the Pay Center parking lot, for which I'm going to go ask them for their $5.55 here later. And again, we do have to apologize, of course, for the brightness of the camera. Again, we're trying to the lighting conditions not great here today. The sun is in and out behind clouds every 2 minutes, so we're trying the best. And there's a called strike 3, and Van Putten doesn't like that one. So both of the Moncton hitters here so far not big fans of the strike zone. And again, almost on cue, the sun starts to go behind a cloud again. So
and away we go. Yeah.
That's why I can't wait till the playoffs. Once the playoffs come around, it's dark by the time the game starts.
Yeah, that sun's gone. We don't got to worry about it.
So here comes Serge Vautour. I'll tell you what, Serge looking for a spark here, hitting 194 on the season. He has a home run, 7 for 36 on the season. Bats with 2 out here in the top of the first inning. And that is just outside for a ball. That was a good-looking pitch there from Walls, just missed outside.
And if you're Jamie, this is exactly where you want to face Serge. 2 on, or 2 out, nobody on.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, solo shot.
Yep. And listen, I would be very impressed if he gets one out of here tonight. And that is high and tight for ball 2. Local umpiring crew here tonight. We got Brian Cummings calling balls and strikes. Butch Waters down the third base line. Jason Dunnett down the first base line. 2-0 the count hitter, Serge Vautour. Top of the first inning. There's 2 out. Here it comes. And there's a big swing and a miss. Walls went with something off speed there, as Serge was absolutely geared up for the fastball. And again, we've talked a lot about Moncton. Again, Serge Vautour significantly better than a 194 hitter.
Oh yeah, and his track record proves that.
Yeah.
He's been in the senior league many a year.
Yep. And there's a swing and a miss strike 2. And again, we had this conversation about Jeff Watkin the other night, right? It's going to come, hits the ball hard, then he hits one down the line. Again, we saw Serge here last week. We see him here tonight. He's not swinging at the normal pitches we see him swing at. There he's swinging at one up and away. Maybe just gripping the bat a little too tight at this point.
Well, yeah, and it starts to snowball on you, and it's seeing that number go down and down each game.
And there is a grounder back up the middle. Keats, who was playing up the middle, will field it and throw over to first. That's a clean top of the first inning as the Mets go 1-2-3. Great start for Chucky Walls. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first with the Ironman coming to the bat here on O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Ironman Baseball Live. So here we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at what Moncton's got to offer here. It's Kevin Obi drawing the start here tonight. He's thrown 6 innings on the season, has faced 26 hitters. He has a 0-0 record, 3.50 ERA, has allowed 6 hits and 3 runs. The Ironmen sending out pretty much their same lineup as the other night. A couple changes towards the bottom, but they got Mike McKay leading off, followed by Chris Keating. Nick Leggett, who with his recent hot streak has moved up to and is staying in the number 3 spot. Jeff Watkins batting 4th, Charlie Mawson batting 5th, Logan Wall 6th, Tyler McKay, Andrew Langtang, and Zach Goss rounding out the order for the Ironmen. And again, we've said it many times, and we've seen it quite a bit as of late. Ironmen go out, they give up a 0. Perfect opportunity for them to come in and score a run here, or 2, or 5, or 14. But get something going here. Again, big crowd here tonight. They're going to be lively. We've got the Irish music playing, dig, as some would say.
Yeah, truly one of the best weekends of the year here in Miramichi, and to kick it off with this baseball game.
Yep.
A win in the column would just be extra sweet,
That's right. People are fired up. You know what? Take care and enjoy the night, as they say.
Exactly.
So Mike McKay is going to lead it off here, hitting 367, 22 hits, 21 runs scored, 14 singles, 7 doubles, and 14 stolen bases. And pretty much all of those stats I just mentioned are leading or tied for leading the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League.
Yeah, a silly stat for Major League Baseball, but a player's value assigned to WAR.
Yep.
Mikey would be racking up some WAR right now in the Brunswick Senior Baseball
right down
League.
Broadway for strike 1. Yeah, again, this top of the order, you've got Mike doing what he's been doing. You got Keats hitting 446 and Nick just a hair below 400. So the 0-1 here from Obi. Mike squares the bunt, and that's going to miss high for a ball. Again, unusual defense, again, with no Buckle and no Cormier. Bit of a different look in the infield with Alex Parley at short and Nathan Van Putten at second. And that is lined into right field. That's going to skip all the way to the wall. Mike is around first, on his way to second. He's going to hold up at second. It's a leadoff double for Mike McKay, and the Ironmen are in business here in the bottom of the first. Mike McKay's league-leading 8th double of the season. And just like that, the Ironmen are off to the races. And that will bring up the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League's batting average leader, Chris Keating, hitting 446. We're not going to talk about doubles just yet.
Not yet. No, we'll save that.
Keats had a good night here the other night, hit a big home run to start the Ironmen comeback in the bottom of the 5th inning, and has a chance to give the Ironmen a bit of a lead here in the first with Mike McKay at second after a leadoff double. And that is high and away for a ball, not close. Now, Dig, I was doing some reconnaissance here the other day, and I want to just read you something here after this pitch.
All right.
That I put out there on the Twitter machine, now known as X. I did some research at home yesterday after this pitch. The 1-0. And that is right down the main street for strike 1. Chris Keating in his career, this season alone, has passed 200 runs scored, the 10th Ironman to do so. 300 hits he has surpassed, the 10th Ironman to do so. He's tied the franchise record for doubles. He's passed 200 RBIs, 6th Ironman to do so, and is 11 steals away from the franchise record. And so all of those milestones have happened this year. And again, he's 11 steals away from passing Ori Cook for the all-time franchise lead in that category.
There's just not enough words to describe, the ball player that Chris Keating is. He is truly one of a kind, a dual sport athlete here in Miramichi, and the Ironmen are so lucky.
That's high and away for ball, too.
So lucky to have a guy like him.
Yeah.
And, that doubles record that we keep talking about, that's just going to be another feather in his cap when he eventually takes the trip down the left field wall there.
Yep. And that's what I was just going to say. I'm looking down the left field wall at some of the names, which, by the way, will come into play with a trivia question later. His name will be up there at some point. But not today. Here comes the 2-1, and that is high and away for ball 3. Obi has missed high and away with a couple here. But again, just, consummate professional. Took a break from the Ironman, played a few years in the intermediate league, which is hard again, right? A lot of traveling, but he has come back these last few years with a vengeance.
Hasn't lost a step at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Still an extremely dangerous hitter. And that is high and away, ball 4. Obi, nothing to do with Chris Keating there with first base open.
That may have been the old unintentional, intentional walk.
That's right.
Base open.
I'll tell you, the guy coming up here hit 397 on the season, 23 hits, 4 doubles. And I'll tell you what, he has been white hot in his last 3 games.
Yeah, no, like you had said, the weekend doubleheader against St. John and then the Tuesday here kept it rolling. And what a treat it must be for Kevin Bowes to be able to pencil in these 3 names at the top of his lineup.
Absolutely. And that is inside for ball 1. And again, right, we talk about, when the top of the order is going, obviously we've seen a flip here with Nick moving up to the 3, Jeff moving down to the 4. Maybe takes a little pressure off Jeff. Again, Jeff has started to heat up. Maybe it hasn't shown in the stats, but Jeff's been hitting the ball with some serious authority the last 3-4 games. Jeff starts to get hot. Like, look out. There goes the runners. That's high for a ball, and that's going to be an easy swipe. So a double steal there as the Ironman gets something going.
And again, Chris, the top of the Ironman lineup, making some noise on the base pass, getting the 90 feet, and now a single may score 2.
Yep, and that is McKay's league-leading 15th steal of the season. And he is only 13 away from the single-season Ironman record. And for Keats, that's number 12, putting him within 10 of the franchise record. Ori, if you're out there listening, bud, they're chasing you down hard. There's a 2-0 pitch hit in the air to the right side, and that's going to get out of play. So Nick taking a hearty swing there, 2-0. Two balls, 1 strike here. Nobody out in the bottom of the first. Ironmen have runners at second and third. And that is a foul ball. Run the count to 2-2. So Mike McKay led off the inning with a double. Chris Keating with the unintentional, intentional walk. They've both moved up 90 feet on the double steal. 2-2 now is the count here to Leggett as he tries to pick up a couple of runs here.
If you're Nick, you don't have to do too much. Infield playing back, ground ball to the right side, scores your run.
And there's a swing and a miss in the dirt as he chases one down for strike 3, so that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Jeff Watkin. Jeff hitting .220 on the season, has 11 hits, 3 doubles. Again, like we said, he's been hitting the ball hard. Hit the ball hard 3 times here the other night. Only had 1 hit to show for it as he lined out to third. Lined out to third, lined out to short, and then had a double down the line to aid the Ironman comeback. He bats here with 1 out and 2 on here in the bottom of the first. And that is hard hit into center. That will be back. The runners will tag and move up. So McKay will score. Keating thought about going to third, and he will hold off. But a productive out there for Jeff Watkin as he drives in the first run of the ball game. The Ironmen take the lead 1-0. Again, right? We talked about this many times. When you get runners, this was something the Ironmen really struggled at early in the year. You get those runners in scoring position any way you can. Put the ball in play, pick up a run, keep the train moving down the tracks.
Productive baseball. And with the wind blowing in tonight, you're not going to score a lot of runs via the long ball, so you're going to need to string a couple together, make the most of having those runners at second and third, and just a good at-bat by Jeff to get that ball deep enough. And with Mikey's speed, anything into the outfield, and you're going to get yourself an RBI.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be Watkins' 7th RBI of the season on the sac fly. And now it's Charlie Mawson here. Mawson hitting .296 on the season, has 16 hits, a double and a home run amongst them. And that is right down the middle for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Again, the sun goes away once again here. Again, that wind now starting to move a little bit towards moving in from left field. Again, the wind, it's been in the whole time, but it is kind of switching from in from left, in from right. My anticipation would be it is quite swirly down there.
And I'll tell you what, that ball that Jeff hit on a warm summer night with no breeze, that ball's off the wall in center field.
Yeah.
So really
This is Kevin Obi. Kevin Obi starter tonight for the Mets here. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Charlie. And that is lined into left field. And that is going to be playable for, I believe, Luke Votor out there. He's going to make the play. But the Ironmen push across 1 as Jeff Watkin with a sacrifice fly drives in Mike McKay from third. So after an inning here at Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 1. The Moncton Mets no score on this Irish Festival edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live.
Week on the Miramichi. Why not spend some of it with your local pub enjoying some great food and great music with great friends? On Thursday, we have wing night at your pub from 5 to 9 p.m. On Friday, we have Dram and a Draw live in the pub from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, we have Sarah and James Nelson from 12 to 2 p.m., Dale Whitty and crew rocking the patio from 2 to 4, and Gary Cook live in the pub from 6 to 8. Come on down to historic Willison House and enjoy your Irish Festival with us. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the second inning here. 1-0 Ironman by virtue of a Jeff Watkin sac fly. Jimmy Wall's out here, back to work after going 1-2-3 in the top of the first. And it's going to be Luke Votor to lead it off, having a great season for the Mets, hitting .395. He has 17 hits, a double, and 4 home runs. So again, very dangerous middle part of the order here. Mets hitting .265 as a team. Ironman up to .309 after Tuesday's game. And that's right at the bottom of the zone for a strike. So top 2 here from Ironman Field. Beautiful night here again. It's even with the sun behind the cloud. It's very nice night here. Nice breeze keeping the cool air flowing. That's high and tight for a ball.
Chris, that 309 team average, that is just a testament to, you know, the guys from 10 to 18 on this roster doing their jobs and getting the timely hits.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. So Luke Votor barrels up that one. And they'll have the leadoff man on here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Jesse Malone. Malone on the season hitting .283. Has 13 hits, 4 doubles. DHing tonight for the Mets. He's going to bat here with the leadoff man on. Nobody out here in the top of the second. 1-0 ball game. Ironman in control. That is a bounder to first. Leggett will go to second for 1. And back to first. And Walls gets there, unable to pick it up. So that'll be a 3-6 fielder's choice for those of you scoring at home. And 1 out now. Malone will replace Votor over at first. Again, that was going to be a tough play. Walls got there. Was taking a second to find his footing over at first and just unable to come up with the baseball. So
just a tough play, Chris. A
That
lot
is a
going
tough
on.
play.
You got to get over to the bag, find it, look where the ball's coming from, and nice to make sure you're getting 1 there.
Yeah.
The double play is a bonus if you're able to turn it.
yeah, absolutely. That is inside for ball one. That 3-6-1 double play may be one of the trickier plays to turn, especially at this level where most of these guys get down the line pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other portion of that is that ball takes Nick towards second base, so he has to vacate, and that just puts a little more pressure on Jamie to get there in time.
That's right. And that is hit high in the air. And again, that's going to stay in the infield, swirling around. Keats tracking it down. And he makes the play for out number 2. And again, we're going to see some interesting routes taken to fly balls here tonight. Again, in that situation, you look at the whole thing. If that ball falls, you're getting an out regardless because Malone's standing at first base, right? So you're even if that ball falls, you're doubling him up at second. But again, we're definitely going to see some, let's say, interesting tracking of the baseball here tonight.
Well, just to look at that one, Chris started at second base and is in, 65 feet with the wind blowing that ball back towards the plate.
Pitcher's mound. Yeah, absolutely. And that is fouled back by Parley. Parley on the season has had 28 at-bats. He has 5 hits, good for a 1.79 average. Does have a home run. That home run came here against the Ironmen earlier in the season. Oh, one's the count here. 2 out in the top of the second. That is fouled away. Strike 2. And again, so the thing is, now this is the 4th time we've seen Jamie Walls here at home. And the big change from start 1 to start 2 and 3, and we're seeing it so far here tonight, pitching ahead.
Yes.
Pitching ahead, pitching economical, more 3, 4, 5 pitch at bats. Again, we're still early in the ball game. This is the 7th hitter of the night, but trending in the really good direction here these last couple starts.
Yeah, absolutely, and so much easier to pitch.
And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3, just in time for him to cut you off, Dave.
Yeah, no.
An inning and a half in the books here, and it is the Ironmen 1, the Mets. No score and dig. It is time for your favorite part of the Thursday night stream.
Oh, goodness.
It is Ironman Who Am I Trivia. So again, we got a trivia question here tonight. Let us know in the chat if you know the answer. This might be a softball, but we'll see. This person is one of only 8 Ironmen with 25-plus career wins. He's an honor roll member who had a 6-0 record in 1991 with a 1.58 ERA. Now, take your time. Middle of the 5th, we'll give the answer. But I feel like for you, this might be a softball.
Well, listen, I have an idea. Obviously, that guy, whoever we're talking about, could absolutely throw, for lack of a better term, the piss out of the ball. But we'll see here in the bottom of the 5th if I'm able to correctly guess.
So there you go. Tonight, Who Am I Trivia, one of only 8 Ironmen with 25-plus career wins. By the way, I'll rule out one guy, Jamie Walls, who you could conceive would have pitched in 1991.
Yeah, no, he's been around a long time.
Jamie Walls, one of those 8. This Ironman honor roll member had a 6-0 record in 1991 with a 1.58 ERA. Stick around the middle of the 5th inning to find out who it is. Yes, one of these times we're definitely going to make the answer Kevin Bowes just for Jordan Doyle. Big Kevin Bowes fan.
Big fan.
Yeah. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's going to be Logan Walsh here to lead it off for the Ironmen. Walsh, Tyler McKay, and Andrew Lantang here. Walsh has been hot as of late. His average is up to 255. He has 14 hits on the season, 9 runs scored. And had a triple here the other night on a ball that got lost in the sky. But a triple's a triple, pal.
Most exciting play in baseball.
That's why you hustle hard out of the box. Play the game the right way. So here we go to start the bottom of the 2nd. And that is high for ball 1.
And Chris, we talked about, Jeff, the at-bats are getting better. The contact's getting better. Logan Walsh, another guy that, the last 2 weeks, the swings have been so much better than earlier in the season. And the results are coming, as you can see.
Yep. And that's in the dirt for ball 2. And again, right, with the way the season is structured, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Yeah, 28 game regular season, obviously, a lengthy playoff run in order for you to go all the way. Again, right, you got to get yourself out of it. And that is hit back up the middle. Obi gets a glove on it. This is going to be a tough play for Van Putten, but he's going to make it. So a nice play there. That's going to be a 1-4-3 ground out for those of you who are scoring at home, and it's the first out of the second inning here. And again, I think if Obi doesn't get a piece of that, I think that's up the middle for a base hit.
Yeah, good direction by Logan. He was the big part of the field there, and Obi made a good play, got a piece of it, and Van Putten coming across. That's a tough throw for Van Putten from second base.
That's right.
So,
big league play there.
Shout out to him for getting that ball to first base.
Yep.
Well done.
Here's the first pitch to McKay, and that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. McKay hitting .256 on the season, has 10 hits, couple doubles, 6 runs scored. Looking to get something going here with 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Here comes the 0-1. That is inside for a ball. Andrew Langtang on deck here for the Ironmen. As it gets even darker here. Again, the sun playing all kinds of games with us here today. That is a hard hit ball towards third. Nice stab there and a throw over to first. And that is a nice little play there to record the second out of the inning. Maybe a little bit of a look what I found, but
yeah, the third baseman, Bro, gave a little bit of room there in that ground ball and stuck the glove out. And
hey, a 5-3 is a 5-3.
Looks the same way in the book.
Yep, that's right. So Lantang's going to step in here, 4 for 11 on the season, which is good for a .364 average. All 4 of his hits have been singles. Batting in the 8th spot here for the Ironmen tonight. And he's going to lay down a bunt here. And Obi not able to field it cleanly and a throw down to first, and he's going to get him, able to recover. So that'll do it for the Ironmen here in the bottom of the second. So Obi had a bit of trouble picking it up, but he's able to recover, and that is going to do it. So 2 innings in the books here. It is Ironmen 1, the Mets no score.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, O'Donaghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the third inning here, and I'll tell you what, guys, the trivia question tonight has Jake here in all kinds of mental distress. He's out here in the press box looking for pictures on the wall.
I'm looking for the 91 team. I'm a 96 baby, so I need all the help I can get. A little bit of research never hurt anybody.
Well, we got some good guesses in the chat here. CABC guessing off the page here a little bit, maybe with Jeff Agnew.
Good one.
Pam guesses Terry Leggett.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we got the Kevin Bowes guess from Jordan Doyle. I think we could probably rule that one out.
Yeah, I think Kevin may have still been in high school now.
Yeah, that is right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Well, you know what? I don't think Kev would have been
I
high
was
school.
in middle school, maybe.
Kev's my age, so I was 9.
Okay. So not Kevin Bowes.
I
Good.
was playing mosquito house league in Newcastle.
Okay, perfect. Well, that eliminates one of the pretzel twists I had in my brain here.
There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Quickly ahead of Justin Bro here. Bro 0 for 11 on the season, still searching for his first hit. Wallace is the one he wants. Again, pitching ahead. And that is high and away for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to lead off the top of the third. Ironmen lead the game 1-0. Only run of the game was scored on a Jeff Watkins sac fly back in the bottom of the first. Here comes the pitch. That is called strike 3. And I'll tell you what, I think Walls might have got away with one there. I think Watkins was ready to fling it back out to the mound, thinking it was ball 2. Dig, you probably had a better look at that one than I did, but
To me, that ball's on the corner.
Okay,
And
perfect.
with 2 strikes, if you're Bro, you got to be swinging the bat.
that's right.
Right? You
Yep.
can't let the umpire decide the game. And
Yep. Got to be a hitter up there. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter now, Jake Green. And that is outside for a ball. Green hitting 200 on the season, 9 for 45. Does have a double amongst his 9 hits. Trying to get something started in the 9 hole here in the top of the 3rd inning. That is curveball that just got away from Jamie there for ball 2.
we see Green tonight, Chris, with the torpedo bat again, as opposed to the blue Fredericton Royals.
Yeah,
bat.
so he whatever you said, it definitely got back to them, and that blue bat. I'm taking a look down there at the Miles Brito disapproved bat corner. There's a big swing and a miss there, and I do not see the powder blue bat amongst the crowd there.
No, it seems as though Green has decided this torpedo bat is going to be the one for him.
Well, let's see if it gets it done here. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And there is a pitch up and out of the strike zone for ball 3. Top of the order looming here for the Mets. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Walls takes his time here getting reset. Now he's got the one he wants. Here it comes. And that is down and in for ball 4. So Green will work a walk and leave a small pile of paraphernalia there in the left-hand batter's box for Jackson Decker to clean up. He's going to make it the on-deck circles problem. So 1 on and 1 out here for the Mets here in the top of the 3rd inning as they get back to the top of the order and try to get something going. 4 strikeouts in the ball game for Walls so far. Decker was the first. And that is down ball 1.
And Chucky, very deliberate in between pitches here. Knows when he wants to throw, looking to get that ground ball somewhere in the infield and get him out of the inning.
Yeah, absolutely. Little double play here would be great. Little 6-4-3. And that is down for ball 2. So now all of a sudden, Walls having a hard time finding the strike zone here. 2-0 here to Decker. There's a pop back out of play. So that'll run the count now to 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to the leadoff hitter. Jake Green, the runner at first after a 1-out walk. 1-0 Ironman here, top of the 3rd inning. That is a bounder fouled in the 3rd baseline. So that one got in under the hands. So now Walls has fought back here and has evened up the count at 2-2.
Just by looking, it doesn't seem like Green is much of a base stealer. Not a huge lead over there. So if you're Chucky, it's all about executing a pitch here to make Decker get that that double play ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Green, no steals. Moncton as a team, 4 stolen bases on the season.
That is surprising.
And that is high for ball 3. Contrast that with the Ironmen, who have 43.
I would guess that's probably tops in the league when you have Mike.
Not including the 2 from
the
tonight.
2 tonight. So 45. Yeah, I would say that's
Quite
tops.
the contrast in ways to move the runners around.
Yeah, no. Obviously the Mets are more reliant on the base hit.
And there's a foul back, so that'll keep it full count. And again, surprising that they were not starting the runner there. You down 1-0, you got runner at first. Maybe try to start the runner, stay out of a double play, full count here. But again, right, you look at obviously not a whole lot of team speed, or they're just a little more reserved with how they decide to use their base runners.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you would like to see, again, you're struggling to win ball games.
Sometimes
Get
you
the
gotta
guy
force
moving.
the issue.
Yeah. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Now batting the second baseman, number 23, Nathan Van Cook.
Like you said, Chris, already his 5th strikeout of the night, so definitely a little more of the swing and miss Jamie Walls we're seeing here tonight, as opposed to those first couple starts where it was a little more contact driven.
Yeah. Well, and another contrasting stat as well. Coming into tonight, the Mets have struck out 138 times compared to the Ironmen's 114. So again, right, you at some point something has to give, right? You have to pick up runs one way or another. That's high for a ball. So it's either you guys got to start hitting, you guys got to start hitting for power, you got to start picking up extra bags, or you got to stop striking it like that. You know what I mean? Like it's for me, right? We had a lot of conversations early in the season, about the Mets on paper were a very good-looking ball team that were set up for success.
Yes.
And so far through 19 games has not panned out.
No, and
There's a check over at first.
Like you said, something's got to give. You either have to start, as you had said, hitting for the power, or you have to push the issue at some point.
Yeah.
Season's getting late. Hey guys, we're not hitting for enough power this year. We're gonna start starting some runners, getting the defense.
Well, and the
moving
thing
around a
is, you look at that situation. Decker strikes out, right? Green not the fastest guy, so yes, you might run into a strikeout that's fouled away, even the count at 1-1. So yes, you could have potentially run into a strikeout, throw him out, double play. However, you start the runner, you start some chaos. You get guys moving their feet in the field. Like at some point, I guess this is the third, fourth time we've seen Moncton here. It's the second time now within a couple of weeks, and I guess I'm seeing a complacent ball club.
Yeah, I don't see a team that is panicking at all, and that's probably
and probably rightfully so. 9 games left.
Yep.
Everybody makes the playoffs. That is hit high in the air to right field. That ball is traveling back and looping, and Goss is going to have to run a long way. And again, that is one of those. What do you get? And a throw to the plate, and Watkins got the ball, and he's out at home. And we're going to get an argument here. And again, now we've got a big argument here, and I think they're going to get together. So I think the conclusion is that Moncton was adamant that Watkins dropped the baseball. For now, it's an out at home, but I believe this is going to be overturned. And again, you know what, and I will say again, that is a play where the umpires got it right.
Absolutely.
Again, they got together. Again, you have to understand, Jason done it absolutely where he's supposed to be on that play. He's on the right-hand side of the plate because that's where the throw is coming from. He can't see that. Watkins got him blocked out, but Brian Cummings is in a perfect spot down the line, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. The umpires don't panic. They get together, and at the end of the day, they make the right call.
Yep. No, and as you alluded to, with Jeff blocking the front of that play and with the runner coming in, the first base umpire, Jason, just unable to see that ball was loose in front of Jeff.
Now we have a bit of a delay here as Walls had gone to the dugout. But again, right, ultimately, here's the thing, right? Your goal as an umpiring crew, as a team, is to get the call right.
Yep.
And you have 6 eyes out there. Sometimes you need more than 2, right? Again, you can go back and watch that play. Jason done it's exactly where he's supposed to be. Because it's a runner at first and a ball hit to the gap, there's a rotation that occurs. He crashes down from first. Again, it looks bad. Obviously, you don't like the way that Moncton reacted. Let the umpires, but at the end of the day, they got the call right. So we're back in here. It's 1-1. And that's down for a ball. And again, that was what we talked about, Jake, is that ball got up in the wind. Goss started back towards the wall and then had to beeline 50, 60, 70 feet towards the foul line.
And it's just what a feeling it must be in the outfield if you're there under Goss, who's a really good defensive outfielder. Yep. That's the other thing to point out here. That ball took off, and he unfortunately just couldn't track it down. The wind.
That is a hard hit ball. Foul down the first baseline to even the count at 1-1.
But yeah, the wind obviously pulled that ball,
Yep.
like you alluded to, 65, 75 feet. And unfortunate, but, the umpires got it right. 1-1 game. Now if you're Jamie, it's deep breath, get this out, and get the guys back on the bats.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, now you got to recover, right? You file that one in the memory bank for later in the ball game in case that happens again. But again, we've been saying all night that the wind potentially treacherous here. 1-1's the count here to Serge Votor, and we get time called by the catcher. Now Serge back in here. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Van Putten with a massive jump. So there you go. So that one, again, we talk about it. Get something going. Get something going on the base pass. Van Putten able to pick that one up. He stole that one off of Walls. I mean, he was pretty much in his full-on sprint before Jamie delivered the ball. So now a runner in scoring position. Again, get yourself 90 feet, get a base hit. 2-1 count here to Serge. I'm convinced they have the stream on in the dugout down there, Dig. I got to tell you. That's high for ball 3. Again, the blue bat incident last week. Now all of a sudden they're out here swiping bags. 5th stolen base as a team on the season. Maybe they should just hire us as consultants.
They're putting a lot of faith in me and you and our baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. If we were managing a team in this league, we'd be 0-19.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Absolutely. Regardless of the talent that we had. We'd have a lot of fun, though. The 3-1, and that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
Although if you give us the Los Angeles Dodgers with all that talent, we might go.
I think Shohei do pretty good in this league.
Yeah, not bad for sure. Different caliber of baseball here.
I think he'd put up some pretty good numbers. That's just a thought. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here comes the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, strike 3 as he goes off speed. So the Mets do get 1 on a wind-assisted RBI single by Nathan Van Putten. So after 2.5 here. It is the Ironman 1, Nets 1 on this Irish Festival edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So go to the bottom of the third here, 1-1 ball game. And it's going to be 9-1-2 here for the Ironmen. So Zach Goss and then back to the top of the order. As the Ironmen now try to counter that run scored by the Mets in the top of the third. A little bit of a delay here as we wait for Van Putten to emerge from the dugout and take his position.
Not used to stealing that 90 feet, Chris. I had to have a
That's
drink
right.
of water before he came back out.
Oxygen and some H2O down there in the dugout. Absolutely.
Third baseman in tight, protecting against the bunt. Obviously, Zach known to be able to lay one down and beat it out.
Absolutely. So Obi back out here. There's a swing and a miss by Goss for strike one. That is Van Putten's first steal of the season. Had a couple with Fredericton last year, so I was looking to see if that was his first NBSBL stolen base. Is not. It is his third, so he's 3 for 3 now. And that is a drag bunt attempt, but Goss pulls that one foul, and now it's strike two. And again, right, one of the things that we talked about Tuesday night, Jake, the Ironman's ability to empty out the tank here with pitchers.
Yeah.
They don't play again until next Thursday, so again, we could see and likely will see Julio Hernandez in relief of Jamie Wallace if needed in this one. That's a number towards first. That's going to get into right field for a base hit. So an off the hands fister there from Goss will go into right field. Line drive in the scorebook, ladies and gentlemen. The Ironmen have a leadoff man on here. Yeah, so I mean they get in a comfortable position again. I think we're likely going to see Julio Hernandez in this ball game at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. You have him on the roster. He's obviously a 1-1 type guy, and with a week break, all the focus tonight is on making sure you get this win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you need to throw.
And if you're the Mets, you're looking. You have a Sunday night game against the Alpines, so.
You're trying to get some length out of Obi.
They played last night. Again, right, looking for some length out of Obi here tonight to set them up Sunday. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike one.
And if you're Goss, that has to feel good after that ball kind of gets up into the wind and drops last inning. You come
absolutely.
up here and you provide a leadoff base runner for your team.
Absolutely. Again, Jackson Decker, Brandon Hillier, and Jacob Steves all threw against the Royals last night in that 10-6 Royals victory. So again, that likely lines Cormier up to start Sunday night against the Alpines.
Yes.
So it will be interesting to see. Obviously, with Beliveau and Hillier both here, there goes the runner, and that's fouled away as McKay protecting there. Yeah, but Beliveau and Hillier both here, so probably some options for the Mets out of the bullpen. But I would say again, the Mets brass likely looking for Kevin Obi to give them 4, maybe 5 innings here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have, Decker in the outfield, who also is an arm for them. So
yeah, pitched last night. Decker.
Oh, Decker pitched last night.
He pitched last night. Pitched last night. Yeah.
Well,
here comes the 0-2 to McKay, and that is fouled back. Keeps the count 0-2. The green tops are sharp. I don't know if the camera does them justice again with the lighting being what it is, but they are sharp. New green tops. They have new green hats this year as well. They've retired the old green flat tops.
You got 10 good years out of those ones, though.
They were around for a while. The new green hats, the dark green hats, very sharp. And that is a liner into left center. That's going to be a long run for everybody, and that's going to get down. So, again, that was going to be a tough play right off the bat, a big gap in left center field. And just like that, a couple of base hits for the Ironmen, and they have 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the third. And it is danger o'clock here with where you are in the Ironman order. Green going to come out here for a bit of a say. And, again, nothing you could do. Goss fists one into right field. McKay with a little bleeder. And, again, Vautour and who's in center? Decker?
Sean
Bartley.
Sean Bartley, center fielder.
So, I mean, Bartley and Vautour are kind of where they are now, and that was a long run for both of them. Vautour tried to shoestring it, unable to get it.
On top of that, the wind obviously not letting that ball travel as far tonight.
Nope.
So, really tough play. Almost came up with it, but You got 2 men on, no outs, and your 2-hitter who's hitting above 400. What
Yep.
more could you want if you're the Ironmen?
This right here, this is what you want. Need a crooked number. And that's outside for ball 1. And again, different situation than you had in the first. In the first, the intentional walk. Not really what you want to do here. You're not looking to load the bases with nobody out.
No, not at all.
But again, I don't see Obi giving in. And just like that, we've got some popping out of the dugout here. And that is on the outside part for a strike.
And I think the game plan so far against Keats has been pretty obvious. It's keep the ball away from him. Don't let him get into that power on the inner half. And make him beat you with a base hit the other way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, you know.
1 ball, 1 strike here. And that is high for ball 2. Jeremy Beliveau is the man down in the pen for the Mets. Not throwing, just down there looking to going to stretch it out here a little bit. Got the bands out. Again, that is one of Moncton's advantages that they have. They have 2 really, really quality arms with Beliveau and Hillier down there. A couple of guys that have given them some really quality innings out of the bullpen this year. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Keats. And that ball is back to the screen as it hits in front of home plate. And now with the count 3-1 and first base open, might as well not even throw this one.
Yeah, put the 4 fingers up.
Again, I now that first base is open, I don't see a scenario where they give Keats anything super duper to hit here, but so the runners move up on the wild pitch. So 2nd and 3rd now with nobody out. The count is 3 balls and 1 strikes here to Chris Keating. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Ironman threatening here. Zach Goss over at 3rd. Mike McKay out at 2nd. Both reached with singles. Both advanced on a wild pitch. Here it comes. And that ball giving Keats something to hit there. And I think Keats, and some oohs and ahs and oohs.
Somebody's going to come out from the exhibition and have a $500
Somebody,
bill.
Yeah. Who's our auto glass sponsor here at the ball field? Dig, scan the wall with me here real quick.
We're checking.
We must have an auto glass sponsor. Good chance to promote them here. Can't see down the right field line. Full count here to Keats with nobody out. And that ball's hit hard towards first, so they will pick up the run. So it's an RBI ground out for Keating. So Keats with a productive out there as he grounds out, and the Ironmen take the lead 2-1. I got, not going to lie, I saw him pull that ball down the line, and I jumped out of my chair thinking that might have been 62.
Yeah, down there, Serge able to get a glove on it, and like you said, a productive at-bat. The same way here, the infield looks to be halfway, but on that last at-bat to Chris, they were giving him the ground ball to let that run score.
That is up and into Nick, and that one gets him on the arm and the hand, and that one did not feel good. Again, Nick, no stranger to wearing one, and right away, and I think he's calling Kevin Bowes down from 3rd base here. And I tell you what, that is, I can see Charlie Mawson's face, and it's not a good face.
No, some concern on the face of Charlie Mawson for his teammate here,
Yeah.
Nick Laggett, for sure.
Again, that one caught him thick and not great, and he's going to walk down to first here and stay in the game, I guess. Again, that is of a concern to Leggett because that would be his throwing hand as a lefty.
Yeah, and that may be one where it doesn't swell up for 10 minutes, and then by the time the inning's over, it might be somebody new coming to play first base for the Ironmen.
Yeah. So now with runners at the corners, we're going to get time called here and a visit to the pitcher's mound. So again, Beliveau not throwing down in the bullpen, but now the sign has come down from the dugout to get back on the throwing side of the fence and get loose here. So again, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. The Ironmen have taken the lead on a Chris Keating ground out. They have runners at the corners with 1 out, and Watkins going to be at the plate. And we'll see as the game goes on how Nick Leggett, who favoring his left hand, Sorry, folks, just trying to track down some Ziploc bags here for some ice. We do everything here, folks. We're medical assistants, and I mean, that's a bit aggressive, but anyway, we're back in here after the visit. Runners at the corners here with one out. Watkin at the dish. Ironmen lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Obi resets. Here comes the pitch. And that is hit into left field, and that is going to be foul. So Watkin aggressive, swinging early in the count here. So the Ironmen have scored one in the inning here. Chris Keating with a RBI ground out drove in Zach Goss. Mike McKay is the runner over at third. Nick Leggett the runner at first. And again, looking for a productive at bat here from Watkin. And that's hard hit down the line, and that is a fair ball. That's going to be a single into left. So Watkin with his second RBI of the day after the sac fly that he had back in the first drives in Mike McKay, and the Ironmen take a 3-1 lead.
Good piece of hitting by Jeff there. You know,
Another hard hit ball.
Yep, hard hit ball. After the meeting on the mound, he said, "You know what? I think Obi's going to come after me here and try to get ahead early," and made the most of it.
For you minor baseball coaches out there that use Game Changer, hard hit ball, a little HHB action, the kids like to say in the dugout. So that one gets marked in as an HHB, and here comes Malson. And that is hit in the air, and I tell you what, that's going to be right at the center fielder. And that'll be out number 2. So it'll remain runners at first and second here now for Logan Walsh.
And we can see here up in the booth, Chris, Leggett's still shaking that hand out, so obviously something's still affecting that left hand.
Yeah, I mean, that you could hear, I don't know if they could hear it on the stream, but we heard the thud with which that hit.
And again, it's never good if that hand gets jammed on the bat.
Yeah. That's the thing, right?
So many small bones.
Your hand has nowhere to go.
No, so many small bones in that hand that.
Yeah. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Maybe a little story time here with 2 out. Intermediate provincials in St. John, 2013. I was playing with the Fredericton Blue Jays at the time. Squared around to bunt against Robbie Murphy. And he came up and in, and I didn't get the hand out of the way in time.
Fingers felt good the next day.
Fingers haven't felt good since. That was 12 years ago. Swing and a miss by Walsh there, and it's quickly 0-2. And again, it was just one of those situations where, you know, I was sack bunting, so I squared around, came up and in, and I had nowhere to go. No, like, try to get out of the way, and just caught one on the hand. And I tell you what, it was one of those, I was worried to take my batter's glove off. It hurt so bad.
But one of your fingers may have been left in the batter's.
Yeah, and you got nowhere to go, right? The bat isn't your enemy there. And that's a hard hit ball to third by Walsh, but they will make the play. Nice little play by Bro over there, and they'll get into the inning. But the Ironmen scored 2 here in the bottom of the third inning. So after 3 complete here from Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 3. The Moncton Mets 1 here on this Irish Festival edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live.
It's Irish Festival week on the Miramichi. Why not spend some of it with your local pub enjoying some great food and great music with great friends? On Thursday, we have wing night at your pub from 5 to 9 p.m. On Friday, we have Dram and a Draw live in the pub from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, we have Sarah and James Nelson from 12 to 2 p.m., Dale Whitty and crew rocking the patio from 2 to 4, and Gary Cook live in the pub from 6 to 8. Come on down to historic Willison House and enjoy your Irish Festival with us. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
Top of the 4th inning, here we go. The Ironmen fresh off a 2 spot in the bottom of the 3rd. Jamie Walls back to the mound here for the middle of the order here. Thank you, everybody who's watching in the chat. That's on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Again, wherever you're watching, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or on Twitch, we have over 100 viewers live across our platforms right now. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. Big crowd here at Ironman Field tonight for the Irish Festival game. That's at the bottom of the zone on the outside part. Couldn't dot one better than that.
Yeah, great pitch by Chucky there, moving it in and out against a really dangerous hitter in Luke Votor.
Yep, absolutely. Votor hit a screaming line drive single his first time. Here comes the 0-2. That's just outside. Again, a good spot, trying to miss away. Trying to get him to chase a little bit. Seeing if maybe he can expand the strike zone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes down. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. And that is a hard hit ball into center. That's going to be a long run, and McKay not going to get there. He will play it on a hop and keep Votor to a single. So that'll be a leadoff base hit for Luke Votor for the 2nd time in this game. We'll see now if they can make something out of it. That'll bring Jesse Malone up here. So leadoff man on for the Mets here in the top of the 3rd. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike as he backs up the cutter. I don't know if he's here, Dan. He might be watching from home. Busy guy he is. And that is just down for a ball. PQ, the man of a million commitments, we call him. Who knows which one of the other 999,999 he might be at tonight. Now, to be fair, I haven't been downstairs, so he could be here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the count. Here it comes. And there is a ball hit in the air, and that is trending towards center. And McKay picks it up. Again, that one hangs up there for quite a while for out number 1. And I will say now, just in the last 15, 20 minutes here, Dig, the wind tempering a little bit and being a little more consistent.
Yeah, no, that ball hit so high up in the air that gave Mikey time to run that one down. Obviously covers a crazy amount of ground in center field.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that speed, so
go to Sean Bartley here. 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the 4th. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And again, strike 1, strike 1, strike 1. That has been the relative theme so far tonight for Jamie Walls. Game's a heck of a lot easier when you throw strike 1. Got the one he wants here. Bit of a long pause. Votor going, and that was fouled away there by Bartley.
Little hit and run action by the Mets, trying to get something going.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, trying to spark something.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to get something going. You know, you're coming off a loss last night, and again, they were down 10-3 going to the 7th. They were able to scratch a few away to make it 10-6. But again, trying to get something going. You know, you've had a couple runners on here. You had runners on pretty much in every inning except the first. You had runners on in the 2nd and 3rd, able to scratch one across on a wind-assisted single, trying to get something going. 0-2's the count here to Bartley. And there's a swing and a miss foul tip into the glove for strike 3. Strikeout number 6 for Walls here in the ball game. And again, we talked about it. Big strikeout numbers from the Mets. This is, you know, again, we've talked so much about early in the season, especially with the Ironmen and runners in scoring position, and just not putting the ball in play, not allowing things to happen. Too many strikeouts. That's kind of what we're seeing from the Mets right now. 6 strikeouts here in their first 11 outs of the ball game.
Yeah, tough way to to produce any offense
Yep,
when
absolutely.
you're up there and not putting pressure on the defense to make a
Yeah.
play. And
that's not taking credit away from Chucky. I mean, we've seen
throwing the
Chucky
ball
strike
great.
out a ton of guys. He's definitely a strikeout pitcher. However, at some point you have to do the unselfish thing, put the ball in play, try to slap something the other way, make the defense beat you.
Yep, absolutely.
That's high and away for a ball. I mean, we've seen, right, the wind is a factor tonight. We're at that time of night where the sky lighting is a factor.
And it's got that same kind of hue, Chris, as the game did Tuesday night, where that triple Logan Walsh hit was lost in that sky by, I believe, Matt Beach, and I apologize to whoever was playing left field for the Alpines the other night. I forget, but if you're the outfielders with this wind in the sky, you're pointing the ball out to whoever.
There goes the runner again, and that ball is fouled away. So again, second time in this inning where Votor is taken off for second, and there has been a foul ball. So not sure if those are designed hit and runs or just the hitter's taking a rip trying to make something happen. But you're right again. There's a lot of things, and again, this is the kind of stuff that we tell our 12 and 13-year-olds. There's a lot of stuff that can happen when you put the ball in play. There is very little that can happen when you swing and miss. And strike out.
It's the same at this level it is at the MLB. It's put the ball in play and make the defense make the plays.
Yeah.
Right now, unfortunately, the Mets are going to be over 140 strikeouts after this game.
And that is just high there. A dandy little pitch there from Walls.
It's just not conducive to winning baseball when you can't put the ball in play and you're leaving runners.
That's right. You're not going to win many ball games when you strike out in this level in a 7-inning game. You strike out double digits, you're not going to win many ball games.
No. It's hard enough to scratch runs
difficult.
across.
Yep. And again, it's difficult when you look at a team that, you're hitting 265, which I believe is either the lowest or second lowest mark in the league, right? Again, at some point, I expect this Moncton Mets team to get hot, but it has to start somewhere. There has to be a spark that ignites the fire. And there's a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7. So Walls allows a leadoff single and then no more. A couple of strikeouts to end it. Halfway home here at Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi on Ironman 3. The Moncton Mets 1. So here we go now, bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Tyler McKay to lead it off for the Ironmen. Let's talk about how we got here. Bottom of the 1st inning, Jeff Watkin with a sacrifice fly to center field that cashed in Mike McKay after McKay reached, stole a bag. Top of the 3rd, the Mets got one back as Nathan Van Putten hit a fly ball to right field that the wind got a hold of, caused it to fall in. Gets marked as an RBI single. As that one's ball 1 to Tyler McKay. Then we will go to the bottom of the third for the Ironmen. A Chris Keating RBI ground out. And I forget how they scored the other run.
Jeff Watkins.
Jeff Watkins RBI single. That's right. So here we are, 3-1. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Beliveau continues to crank it up here in the bullpen. And that is nowhere close. So now it's quickly 3-0. So 3-0 here to Tyler McKay. Pulling DH duties here for the Ironmen tonight. And that is ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to McKay to start the inning. And that's going to do it, I think. Very quickly out of the dugout on the Mets side. And a slow, long walk to the mound here. And we will see if that's going to be it for Kevin Obi. And it is. So the Moncton decision makers have seen enough. Kevin Obi comes into the bottom of the 4th here and goes ball, 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 ball. And that's going to be the end of his ball game. So we're going to have a pitch change here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. We're going to run some sponsorships here to pay our bills. And we'll be back in just a minute.
It's Irish Festival Week on the Miramichi. Why not spend some of it with your local pub enjoying some great food and great music with great friends? On Thursday, we have Wing Night at your pub from 5 to 9 p.m. On Friday, we have Dram and a Draw live in the pub from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, we have Sarah and James Nelson from 12 to 2 p.m., Dale Whitty and crew rocking the patio from 2 to 4, and Gary Cook live in the pub from 6 to 8. Come on down to historic Willison House and enjoy your Irish Festival with us. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So Kevin Obi departs the game with a runner at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. And the Mets turn it over to Jeremy Beliveau. Has thrown 6 and 2/3 innings on the season. Is 0-1 with a 3.15 ERA. And again, Obi will be responsible for the runner over at first. And again, we talked about it earlier. Probably would have liked to see Obi go a little deeper in this ballgame if you're the Moncton Mets. Given the situation last night, having to use a couple relievers, playing the Alpines on Sunday, maybe not what you wanted here.
No, he went out and he didn't throw the ball all that poorly, Chris, really. He kept the Ironmen at bay for the most part, but with the game Sunday and the game last night, and in this league in general, Chris, the pitching is always kind of the motor of a team, and when these games get close together, it really takes a toll on those pitchers.
Yeah, and the one thing, I mean, credit where credit is due to the Ironmen here. The one thing that we have said over the last 4 ball games is, man, oh man, they're taking some professional at-bats right now.
Taking pitches, fouling off pitches.
Very much in control of the strike zone, not afraid to take a walk, picking up an extra 90 feet, stealing a ton of bags. I mean, again, if you're Kevin Bowes, the last 2 weeks that you've seen of your team, you have to be over the moon.
They're playing baseball the right way. They're doing all the little things right. You know, they're taking the extra 90 feet when they're able to. They're keeping the ball in front of them. I think the Moncton Mets think this is going to be a bunt situation.
Oh, 100%. I wouldn't be surprised to see a pitch out here. So here comes the first pitch from Beliveau. And that's popped up. That's going to be caught. A heck of a play there from Jake Green as he goes back to the screen, out of your frame, and makes a diving play and is able to hang on. So Langtang's going to be out on the sack bunt attempt, P2. And we have a Bearcat sighting in the chat. Bearcat, hope you're doing great, pal.
Hey, Cat, good to see you, bud.
Missed you around the ball field, buddy. And again, I think the Mets thinking they get the little signal there from Jake Green. They think that Goss might be bunting here as well. And no such attempt.
No, Goose is looking to hit that one right into the Riverside subdivision across the highway.
Yes. Right off that armor transport truck that you see traveling by in center field. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Tyler McKay reached on a walk, which chased Kevin Obie. And there's inside part of the plate there for strike 2.
And a little different situation now, Chris. Obviously, 1 out. That runner at second with the sack bunt is going to leave it to Mike with a base hit. With no outs, you're looking to get him to second, move him over, and you still got a shot. But now it's up to Zach to battle and put up a good at-bat against Beliveau?
Yep. And that's a nubber out in front of the plate. That's a foul ball. And again, Goss 1 for 1 with a single. Thank you, Bearcat. Appreciate it. Says you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that, from him.
Yes,
Hard to get a
that's right.
compliment out of Bearcat McCormick.
That's right, Jeff. We'll take them any way we can get them here on the stream. Hey, Brent, hope you're having a good night, pal. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Reminder, we'll have the answer to our trivia question in the middle of the 5th. One of only 8 Ironmen with 25-plus wins and was 6-0 with a 1.58 ERA in 1991. Find out in the middle of the 5th. That is inside for a ball. Again, Beliveau trying to go on the inside part of the plate. They're just a little too far. I saw Goss in National Anthem line there, and I thought, man, did he switch numbers to 88 on the green jerseys? But no, just the way the font is. Again, these green jerseys for the Irish Festival game, they're sick. They are awesome. And that is below the strike zone. So, again, this is exactly what we've talked about with the Ironmen. Not giving in. Not giving in at all in any of these at-bats. Making you throw them their pitch.
Yep, absolutely. And Goss very easily could have swung and been down on 3 pitches, but a foul off, takes 2 balls, close borderline pitches.
Yep. And that's a broken bat flipper into center. Long run back, and Goss will be retired on the P4 after a good at bat. That bat dies somewhat of a hero. No, Brent, I disagree. It's not how that works. So here comes Mike McKay up here for the 3rd time. Mike's been on twice, double and a single, I believe. Couple of runs scored. Stolen base in there. Again, we talked about his leading the league in runs and hits, doubles, stolen bases, walks.
You want to talk about a complete player in the Brunswick Senior Baseball League. Mike McKay is example
having himself another night. And that is down inside for a ball. So Tyler McKay's the runner over at first. Led off this inning with a 4-pitch walk, which spelled the end of the night for Kevin Obie. Haven't given you Obie's final line score yet because he's still on the hook for McKay over there should something happen here with 2 out. Linda, hope you're having a great Thursday. That is a hard hit ball to third. And again, picks it up, throws across the diamond, and Serge unable to make the play over at first. McKay's going to be in there safely. So again, a routine ground out will result in an error, and the inning will continue. Not a desirable situation at all. And again, I'm not sure on that play, Bro, maybe not looking for the short play. I know he kind of took a long look at second there before he turned it through to first, maybe just kind of short-armed it a little bit. Surge unable to pick it up.
I think
that goes down as an error.
I think that ball makes it to Surge. I think that's just handcuffed him. Maybe didn't know to go overhand, underhand.
I got that extra netting in front of me. Anyway, the inning continues for Keats. No matter what, it's an error. That is hit in the air, fouled back, and no play as it goes out of play. So again, either way, that goes down as an error. I'm going to assume Dig marked it down as E3, so... Nonetheless, it allows Mike McKay to reach base for the 3rd time. So now, instead of being out of the inning, there's runners at first and second here with 2 out. Again, we thank you guys all for watching wherever you're watching from on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday evening. Well over 120 people watching across the platforms there. So thank you guys so much. Big crowd here in town for Irish Festival weekend. Here comes the 0-1 to Keating. And that ball is popped up again. And this one will also go out. And again, I think both of those dig if the wind's not blowing in. I think one of those stays in play.
Yeah, no, I
the
think
wind giveth and the wind taketh away.
that's just it right there. As we said, though, now Chris needs to battle.
Yep.
Down 0-2. You got
Down
another in
0-2,
scoring
2 out.
position.
That's right. Got to battle.
A very large hole in left center field.
Yes.
The Mets are really assuming that Chris is going to pull this ball.
And that ball is hit to first, but there's nobody there. It's going to be a foot race between Keating and Vautour. Keating wins that 100 times out of 100. So that's going to be an infield single, and now the bases are loaded. And again, that's a situation, a hard hit ball towards first that pulls Surge towards second base. I mean, again, call it what you want, but that is a mental mistake by the pitcher, Jeremy Beliveau, because he's got to be there.
He's got to, as soon as that ball's on the ground towards the first baseman, you got to sprint.
Yeah,
and
you've got one of the faster guys in the league running down the line. I mean, you got to get there. There is no chance. And I think Surge comes up with that ball, and he's looking for the underhand flip, and there's nobody home.
Yeah, kind of out in no man's land there, unfortunately.
And that ball is down. So now the inning has continued. So Nick Leggett up here, an inning that the Mets should have been out of now twice after an error and an infield single. So instead of being out of this inning down 3-1, the Ironmen have a chance here. The base is loaded with 2 out. And that is at the bottom of the strike zone. Again, Leggett, his last time up, wore one on his left hand. And again, we'll see if it affects him swinging the bat here. He has stayed in the ball game, not wearing any sort of protective glove or bandage, it appears, from up here. So, and that is down for ball 2. So now, again, the Ironmen have taken advantage, made Beliveau throw some extra pitches that he probably didn't want to throw, got him into a hitter's count, and Leggett, you got nowhere to put him here. Scoreboard says it's 2-0, but the count is 2-1. There we get the correction. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. 2 out in the bottom of the 4th. And that is in the dirt, ball 3. So now, again, another great at-bat from an Ironman hitter and got himself into a situation here where Jeremy Beliveau has to throw Nick Leggett a strike.
And not the guy you want to throw a strike to right now with the way he's swinging the bat.
Absolutely not. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Belivau's got the one he wants. He comes set. And that is high, ball 4, so that'll be a free pass. So Nick Leggett will pick up an RBI on the bases loaded walk. And it is 4-1.
The other thing, Chris, about this, what you want to call it, a hot streak for the Ironmen the last 2 weeks, I think there's a trust in the guy behind you. It's you know what?
Absolutely.
If you're not going to give me the pitch I want to hit, I know the guy behind me can do damage. Let me turn the over order and say, go ahead, big fella, and get the big hit.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, and obviously, you know, Jake Cook being away, but you look at guys, Keats hitting 440, Nick's hitting 400, Jake Cook hitting 380, Mike McKay hitting 370, Tanger hitting 360, Charlie's hitting 300, Goss hitting 270, Tyler McKay hitting 260. I mean, there's no holes right now in this lineup. That's a foul ball down the third baseline by Jeff Walken. I think that's a big part of it. You know, we've talked a lot about how the top of the order goes, the rest of the lineup goes, and that is still true. But right now, you know, you have guys that have been in that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots, like Cookie, like Charlie Mawson. You know, when Tyrell is out there, he has good at bats. I mean, you know, Goss towards the bottom of the order, like these. We talked about it with the Alpines, right? 1 through 9, they were an unreal hitting team here the other night. Yep. The Ironmen are right there, and that is high for a ball. Watkin able to hold it up there, and that's got to be the frustrating part when you come in here is. Right now, 1 through 9, there are no easy outs for the Ironmen.
No, and the other thing we would have been talking about 2 weeks ago, Chris, is you have to take advantage of this. And they weren't when they were getting the little mistakes by St. John or whoever came in here that you weren't capitalizing. Mm-hmm. Right now, you're capitalizing.
Yep. There's a foul tip back into the glove for strike 2. And that's the thing, right? I mean, we said that was a big theme last year. big theme early in the season. When St. John was here for that weekend doubleheader, they could have beat Hayden Dow.
Yes.
A guy who had 16 strikeouts against Fredericton a week later. They could have beat him. They had both of those games against St. John. They had multiple runners in scoring position down one late in the ball game.
Yes.
And now they're turning those opportunities into runs. And that is hit in the air. Will it stay? It will hit the top of the dugout, foul. So the count will remain 1-2. And again, you know what? Here's the thing: is every game that we have seen here this year has been close, has been a tight ball game. We haven't seen a 10-run rule game. We haven't seen any blowouts. I think the 3-run game the other night is one of the bigger spreads we've seen.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's just, as the game goes on, they get to you. They make you go to the bullpen earlier than you want. They make you throw more pitch. I mean, Belivo's got to be 25 pitches deep, and he's still only recorded 2 outs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
And that is high for a ball. And I mean, even if he gets out of this with a run, and by the way, the run that they scored gets charged back to OB because Tyler McKay did come around. But again, even if you get out of this 4-1, man, they make you earn it. So 2-2 is the count here to Watkin. 2 out. The base is loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. The Ironmen have pushed across 1. And that is high for ball 3. And again, it doesn't hurt when you're the Ironman that the Mets have gifted you 2 extra outs here in this inning with an error and then a mental mistake.
Yeah, no, that's the other portion of it is to be a good baseball team, you have to hit the ball, you have to do all the little things right. The other portion is you got to take advantage.
Yep.
And they're doing that right now, and that is great to see.
Here comes the full count 2-out pitch. And that is inside for ball 4. So back-to-back bases loaded walks. And now we are going to get a visit from the Moncton dugout again. So the Ironmen have now taken a 5-1 lead. I despise that my scoreboard app puts the bases loaded walk runs in the wrong inning. Why would it do that? It knows it's the bottom of the 4th. Anyway, technical things that I noticed the other night that bother me. So a bit of a visit here. And again, not a whole ton.
It may not seem like a lot either, Chris, but the Ironmen getting into the bullpen in every one of these games. 25 pitches tonight may not seem like a lot, but if you put 25 pitches up tonight, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, that's all going to add up in September when the playoffs come.
Belivo's been out here. He's thrown 25 to 30 pitches. He's gotten 2 outs, and now they have Josiah Coombs ready down in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Like, again, when you, at the very least, with having really good at-bats and making guys throw pitches, it forces other teams to change their game plan.
Yep, absolutely.
Which, in this league, when you're on the road and you might not have your full complement of guys, is a challenge. Here's Charlie Malson, and that's inside for ball 1. And that's the thing, right? Especially when you are on the road and again, obviously Moncton being close, they have the majority of their regulars here. But they played last night. They play Sunday.
Yep.
It forces teams out of their game plan, which is the difference. Here comes the 1-0 now to Charlie, and that is high and tight for ball 2. Charlie may be looking to try to catch one with the sleeve of his green jersey there.
Yeah, no, never. Again, another guy who is willing to take the bruise and take the 90 feet. RBI feels
great. Whatever it takes.
Hashtag whatever it takes from a couple years ago.
That's right. 2-0. Bases are still loaded here. Dan, I'm not sure. I'm going to assume they want to do it before, just based on when the regular season ends. But with the threat of some more rainouts, I'm going to assume it'll be after, just with the way the rainouts are and all of that. And that's high, a 4-pitch walk. That is the 3rd bases loaded free pass of the inning. And it is 6-1. And this inning continues. But yeah, Dan, just with the way the schedule is, again, I mean, Fredericton still has 15 games. Obviously, the threat of rain. I mean, I know they're playing 4 games in PEI this weekend. I know the rain is looking like it might impact that. So I'm going to assume it won't be till after, but I don't know for sure what the plan is. And that's in there for strike 1. I think every year their plan is to do the 4 or 5 series before Nationals, and every year it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think last year the 4-5 series happened prior, but
Yeah, it's weather dependent, I
yeah,
think.
absolutely.
And that is fouled back. Look out. That one coming right into your guys' living room at home. The poor facade of the press bar or the clubhouse here taking a beating.
Logan Walsh gonna owe the Ironman a new piece of siding
That's
after
right.
that one.
That's right. So 0-2 here to Walsh. Beliveau trying to get out of this inning. The Ironmen have scored 3 runs, all of them on bases loaded walks. And that is inside for a ball. A good spot there, but a little too far inside. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 out here, bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th. That is, ooh, baby, a great play by Jake Green there to corral that one as that curveball got away from Beliveau. Green able to get the very tip of the glove on that one. Ooh, I look forward to the top 10 on Monday. Guys, if you're not following CABC baseball, definitely should. That's a ground ball to short, and they're going to go to second for the easy way. So an inning that was extended by a 2-out error and a 2-out mental mistake by the Mets turned into 3 runs for the Ironmen. After 4 complete innings here from Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi on the Ironman 6. The Moncton Mets 1 on this Irish Festival edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought the plan was. I mean, obviously the plan every year, you'd like to be able to get that done. But unfortunately, the one schedule piece you can't account for is Mother Nature. Now, a quick word from our sponsor.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 5th here. Put the right screen back up here. I can't get into trouble. So it's going to be Justin Breaux to lead it off here for the Mets. So again, the Ironmen take advantage of a couple of miscues from the Mets. An inning that they could have been out of down 3-1. The Ironmen take advantage with 3 bases loaded walks, and now it is 6-1. How quickly the tables can turn into a baseball game. So now the Mets, again, never out of it. And that's inside for ball 1. And that's the thing. The beauty of senior baseball is you have to record 21 outs. The Mets still have 9 to play with here. Okay. That's a grounder towards third. It's going to be deep in the hole. It's short. Keats has time to throw across and make the play. Again, that's a situation where you know the runner, Breaux, not the fastest guy in the Moncton Mets lineup. So that ball in the hole, Keats able to get over, make the play, and 6-3 to start the inning here.
Yeah, I think Logan Walsh obviously tries after that ball, but once he sees Keats behind him, he says, you know what? Pick that one up and away you go, Chris.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think Walsh had a chance to get to that one, so let's Keats take it. Watching from North Rustico PEI. Hey, I'm going to be in PEI next week. Looking forward to it. So please, thanks for tuning in, Robert. Thanks for tuning in, Nora, on Facebook. There's a swing and a miss for strike one. Again, thanks for everybody for tuning in here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or on our Twitch page. Again, well over 100 viewers here tonight, and we appreciate each and every one of you. 0-1 here from Walls, and there is a grounder towards second. That one takes a big hop, but Mawson stays down on it and makes the play. So 2 quick outs here.
Just what the doctor ordered. If you're Jamie Walls, get up, get those 3 outs, and let the bats go back to work.
That's right. Again, you come out and you record the retire the 8-9 hitter on 4 pitches. Couple of ground outs, a 6-3 and a 4-3. And now it's back to the top of the order for Jackson Decker, who is 0 for 2 and twice has gone down swinging. 2 of Jamie Walls' 7 strikeout victims here through 4 2/3. And that's high and tight and gets them. So high and tight there, and that'll be a hit by pitch. Decker down to first base. So a 2-out base runner here for the Mets.
And Chris, not to look too far ahead here, but looking into the standings and what the Mets have left, it'll be 8 games after tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just to catch the Ironmen, they're going to need to go 5-3 if the game stays the way it does tonight, and that's putting a lot of pressure on this
Well,
team.
again, right, I had a good conversation with Kevin Bowes here after Tuesday night's game. Again, all right, obviously you look at the loss column because, again, a lot of teams haven't played the same number of games, but if the Ironmen are able to hold on here, they're going to have a 6-game advantage in the loss column with 8 games left. Grounder to short. Keats goes the short way. That's going to do it. The 6-4 ends the inning. So all told, a 6-pitch inning for Jamie Walls. Quick one here in the top of the 5th. Dig. It is time.
Oh, here we go.
It is time for the Ironman trivia answer. Karen and Mike from Calgary, thanks for tuning in. Stream regulars here. Tonight's trivia question. Who am I? Only one of 8 Ironmen with 25-plus career wins. This Ironman Honor Roll member had a 6-0 record in 1991 with a 1.58 ERA. We've had some pretty good answers in the chat. Well, I mean, we've had some answers in the chat.
We had some answers.
Kevin Bowes. We had a potential David Godfrey. We've had Terry Leggett. We had Jeff Agnew. Dig. The moment is now. Your streak is on the line here.
I need to get back into the win column myself. I think I'm
your
0 for
losing
2.
Streak is on the
Yeah,
line,
no,
is what I mean.
thinking a lot about this one, and I think I'm going to go with current Ironman pitching coach Terry Leggett as my answer.
Oh,
here we go,
ladies and
folks.
Gentlemen, Dig nails the trivia. Ironman honor roller, and he's on vacation right now, so maybe not the best night to roll. But you know what? I know Terry's a big Irish Festival fan.
Yes, absolutely.
Big Irish Festival guy. I hope he sees this later that he made it into the trivia. But honor roll member Terry Leggett, again, 6-0 with a 1.58 ERA in 1991. 29, I believe, career wins.
Well, a tip of the hat to him. I mean, a sub-2 ERA and a 6-0 in a league. I believe at that point, Chris, they were still using metal bats.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir. 1991, of course, a season, one of the best seasons in Ironman history. If you go look at the stats for that year, they were phenomenal team in 1991.
a wagon, some might say.
Some might say a wagon. Yes. So Tyler McKay is going to come up here. Now I'm going to open the sheet. Now, you know what? We're going to focus on the game here. I'll have to pull it up later, though. Again, I was, as I do my research for the trivia, I always find a lot of little tidbits. So, again, unfortunate that Terry's not here tonight. But, hey, Pooley doing a heck of a job down there.
One heck of a job. Shout out Jeremy Poole filling in for Terry Leggett.
And that's high and away for ball one. So, I believe this is a new pitcher, correct?
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
Josiah Coombs into the game here. And that's high and away for ball 2. We were so wrapped up in the trivia. Coombs has thrown 2 innings on the season, has a 7 ERA, has allowed 3 hits and a couple of runs in his 2 innings of work. And that's down Main Street for a strike. Runs at 2 balls, 1 strike. 6-1 Ironman here, bottom of the 5th. 2-1 count here to Tyler McKay. McKay, Lantang, and Goss towards the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9. And that's high and away for ball 3.
And
Who
Terry,
started tonight? Kevin Obi got the start for the Mets.
just
Sorry,
before I
Dave.
say, Terry part of that 95 senior national championship team, so safe to say the Ironmen in the early 90s. Quite a program.
Yes, absolutely. McKay fouls that one back, so that'll run the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Tyler led off last inning with a walk. Started the rally for the Ironmen.
And
we'll take
there's
another
ball
one.
4.
It feels like, Chris, the Ironmen are going to the plate with a little bit of swag, might be the right word.
Yes.
Little, get up there, know you're going to do something to help the team win the game.
Yes.
And all the confidence in the world right now.
Yep. And that's high and away for ball 1. Now, I'd like to point out, just to quell your mind, you thought Richard Leggett might have been an answer here as well.
I thought Richard. I wasn't
Key
sure.
contributor. He was 4-3 with a 3.85 ERA on that 91 team. And that's at the top of the zone for a strike. See if Tang can keep us cool with Cummings behind the mound here tonight. Not referencing anything at all from a previous game. 1-1 here to the Ironman left fielder, and that's high and away for ball 2. And that's fouled away. Another notable part of that 91 team, Dig. Aaron Merrill that year.
Import Aaron Merrill, yes.
Set the franchise record. He became the first Ironman to win 9 games in a season.
Well, that's one heck of a 1-2-3 at the top of your rotation.
He was
in that 91
9-1
season.
9-1 with a 384 in 1991. And again, that 9 wins equaled in 2003, 2004 by Corey Basilinski. That was a trivia question at the beginning of the year. And in 2018 by Jason Jarvis.
Yeah, I was in the park for Jarvis in 2018. Really, really solid import. But Merrill as well. Really, really, really valuable for the Ironman in the early 90s.
Yeah. What a, and that's a pop out of play. What a triple-headed monster that is. Terry Leggett, Richard Leggett, Aaron Merrill in 1991. That's something.
You're throwing the ball. You got 3 guys up top there with sub-4s and Terry with a sub-1.6. Almost unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this may be a question for next week, but you got to think those are 3 of the top
That's down
5,
for a ball.
3 of the top 10 pitchers in the league that year.
I would say yes. I mean, again, I don't have access to everything I would need to answer that question. However, you would have to think that those 3 seasons would be up there. And just one last, and there's a nice at bat there from Tanger with a walk. One last piece of 1991 lore here. Ron Hardy that year had 35 hits and hit 393, 7 doubles. Just to put a bow on 1991 here with the trivia tonight. So now we go back to 2025 where the Ironman leads 6-1. Best part about the trivia is the Wayback Machine that we get to use. Dig and I learning as we go here. First pitch to Goss is a strike on the inside part of the plate. The Ironmen have 2 runners on. McKay and Langtang have both reached via the free pass. Nobody out here. Ironmen looking to add to their lead as they lead 6-1. There's a ground ball foul. Yeah, that's the word I would use, Dan. By the way, guys, I didn't get to do the full thing here earlier, but guys, if you guys do not follow CABC Baseball on Facebook, you absolutely should. Dan does an amazing job. He covers senior baseball from coast to coast, including his weekly top 10 rankings of all the senior baseball teams. That's a ball. So make sure you head over, give Dan a follow, CABC Baseball. He also does some streaming over on his YouTube page. So, again, for all things Canadian amateur baseball, head over and give CABC Baseball a follow. Dan was here in the booth Tuesday night. We had a good say. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. First out of the inning here. So we go back to the top of the order, Mike McKay, as Dig has, again, another resource that we have here. The Bill Saunders' amazing compendium of New Brunswick Senior Baseball. We got the couple volumes here in the press box. Episode 6 comes out tomorrow. There you go. Should have recorded a podcast while you were here. Make sure you check out the CABC podcast. This is me officially angling towards possibly being a guest.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And that one's back up the middle. And they're going to go to second for 1 and on to first. And that'll be a double play. So a nice 1-6-3 double play there started by Coombs. So the Ironmen get a couple on and don't get anything to show for it. So 5 complete innings in the books here. And it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 6. The Moncton Mets 1. On this Irish Festival edition of Ironman Baseball Live. Brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub.
It's Irish Festival week on the Miramichi. Why not spend some of it with your local pub enjoying some great food and great music with great friends? On Thursday, we have Wing Night at your pub from 5 to 9 p.m. On Friday, we have Dram and a Draw live in the pub from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, we have Sarah and James Nelson from 12 to 2 p.m., Dale Whitty and crew rocking the patio from 2 to 4, and Gary Cook live in the pub from 6 to 8. Come on down to historic Willison House and enjoy your Irish Festival with us. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the bottom or the top of the 6th inning here as Dig and I finish our research on the 1991 Ironmen. We can confirm they were a wagon.
A wagon is an understatement.
League leaders
all over the place.
Now, the one thing we probably didn't look up were what were the standings for that? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wins and losses irrelevant. They were a wagon across the board.
Well, I can tell you they at least had 15 because 9 for Merrill and 6 for Leggett would.
Yes, that's right.
Put you in a good spot.
And you throw, I believe we said that that Richard had 3 or 4 there as well.
There you go.
So here we go. Top of the 6th inning as Walls continues. Serge Vautour leading it off here, and that's in the dirt for ball 1.
The Ironmen right into the absolute pull shift. With third baseman Logan Walsh out in short right field.
That is Logan Walsh out there in short right field playing rover, for those of you wondering at home. I believe there's a 3-wheeler out on the road here at the ball field. That's high and away for a ball. The things you hear and see during exhibition week here at Ironman Field. I'll tell you what, the one thing I miss about, and again, it's difficult up here. We'll get to it after this pitch. 2-0 here to Serge. That's high and away for ball 3. I remember, back when the exhibition was a little bigger, so like 5-6 pre-COVID. I used to remember umpiring during the Irish Fest game and just the screams of "Roller" by April Wine as kids are yelling on the zipper. Like there's just there's nothing like it.
No, they.
That's on the outside part of the plate for strike. Like you're trying to lock in for a check swing on like Shane Kramer's pitching to Jason Jarvis and there's a check swing and you're trying. Meanwhile, you're hearing kids roar over April Wine's "Roller" from across the road. And that's ball 4. So a leadoff walk here to Serge Vautour. So again, if you're the Ironman and Jamie Wallace here, you got to keep the foot on the gas. The last thing you want to do here is open the door.
Like we keep alluding to, Chris, this Moncton team is dangerous.
Absolutely.
It's not coming through.
Yeah,
but
don't let our criticism take away. We've said it many times. Like we believe this team is better than they have played.
Better than
are
that
capable
record
of
indicates.
being better than 6 and 13.
Absolutely.
And at some point, one team, and I hope it's not tonight, no offense, but one team's going to open the door on them, and it's going to be lookout.
Yeah, it'll be floodgates.
And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike one. Again, Luke Vautour's had a pretty good night here. Couple of hits and a walk, I believe.
Couple hits, third at bat.
Couple hits, okay. 2 for 2, 2 hits. He's hit the ball hard twice. Oh, and 1's account here. Walls with a long look in. And just kind of chilling. As him and Watkin try to get on the same page here.
Never any rush out of Jamie on the mound.
Nope. No, when
He
Jamie's out there, you are on his clock.
He will let you know when he's ready to throw the
If they
pitch.
ever instituted the pitch clock in New Brunswick Senior Baseball, I would anticipate that Jamie Walls would retire. And that is popped up. Now, again, we'll see what the wind does here as it pushes it back towards the infield, and Keats makes the play. So that'll be out number 1 on the P6. So, again, that's where the wind to benefit, right? You know, that under no wind conditions, that's kind of a tough play between left field, center field, and shortstop. But that ball hangs up. Keats able to get under it, come back towards the infield even a little bit. And now that'll be 1 out, and Jesse Malone up here with Serge Vautour still hanging out over at first base.
And the great thing about getting that pop-up, even with the wind tonight, if that ball's down, you're going to take Serge out at second base.
Oh, 100%.
You're getting it out on
that's
that play
the thing,
regardless.
Right? Again, we talked about that earlier, right? It's situational. That one is popped up back of first, and Leggett will make the play. So Malone is retired on 1 pitch, and just like that, now the Mets have 2 out. And again, just not quality at bats.
No.
Luke saw a couple good pitches, but again, a pop-up. Malone swinging at the first pitch there in under his hands in a 6-1 ball game. Pops out to first. Again, just the stark difference. For anyone who has watched this stream tonight and knows baseball, the stark difference between Ironman at bats and Mets at bats, it has absolutely been the difference. And that's outside part of the plate, strike 1 to Sean Bartley. Again, just regardless of the score, if we didn't know what the score was, or if you were watching the stream with the score bug covered, just based on the at bats alone, you would know who's winning.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to take an analogy from a different sport, in hockey, when a goal scorer is on a dry streak, they may say, squeezing the stick too tight, trying a little bit too hard.
Yep.
And I think you're seeing that kind of bleed over into some of these Moncton Mets at bats tonight.
And there's a 2 bouncer out to second. So a leadoff walk will turn into nothing as we go pop out, ground out. So 5.5 innings in the books here, and it is still your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 6, the Moncton Mets 1, on this Irish Festival edition of Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. So we go to the bottom of the 6th here. The Ironman hanging on to a 6-run lead, looking to add to that here, as it's going to be Keating, Leggett, and Watkin stepping in. Keats with an RBI ground out his last time. Boys, oh boys, wouldn't this be a good time for 62?
This would be
perfect. Irish Festival night, 6-1
cherry
ball
on
game,
top.
big crowd. And that ball is slashed into left field. Skip by him. Vautour makes the play. For out number 1. Again, a sinking liner there from Keating. Vautour makes a nice play, and that's going to be out number 1. So that'll bring Nick Leggett up to the plate here.
Nick been on base twice, once by a hit by pitch, and took the walk that scored, I believe, Tyler McKay last inning.
Yes. Zach Goss warming up down in the Ironman bullpen. Not sure if that's going to be a just in case or if Jamie Walls' night is done here. We shall see. I'm going to assume it's probably a just in case. And there's a strike. And the reason why I'm going to assume it's a just in case is because if Chucky was done, he'd be up here behind us.
Yeah, no, I think Jamie's
he's usually up here in a hurry, getting his starting his post-start prep. And again, another ball in the dirt. And again, that is where, I mean, again, you're not regular shortstop out there. Again, you can't do anything about Cormier, being a little banged up, but that's just, you got time to make that play. You got to come up with it clean, make a good throw. You can skip it to first. Surge unable to pick it out. E6. Now it's a free base runner.
Unforced.
Yep.
Unforced, and that's kind
exactly
of the name of the game.
That is a routine baseball play.
Yeah, absolutely. And as much as you want to say the walk, I mean, they've unforced errors tonight.
Yep.
The 3 walks.
Yep.
Just giving away free 90s.
That is outside for a ball. That is the second error of the game for the Mets. And again, the third error that obviously doesn't count officially as an error. Nobody covering first on that Keating grounder.
Oh,
the infield single.
Yes,
that doesn't go down as an error. Yeah, Chatham, their jerseys are green. They have the green shirts on. And they're wearing the green hats in the field. And of course, we have the green graphic on the screen. So we also have the green. This one green. That's hideous though. A little too neon, but it works. And that's way outside, and just like that, it's 3-0 to Watkin. And again, it's just, it's the snowball of that, right? We've said, since Moncton gave up those couple runs in the third, they've had, again, it's
crickets on that.
You could hear a pin drop on the third baseline right now. You're making your pitchers throw extra pitches. It's just it's snowballs.
And it has to be frustrating if you're out there.
Yep. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Watkin. So now runners at first and second. Again, and it's that extra duress. I mean, you look back to that 4th inning, which again, to me, the game changer in that 4th inning is that first error.
Yeah.
Because you're out of that inning. 3-1. Anybody can run into 2 runs in the NBSBL. That inning continues. The Ironmen score 3. How much different is a 6-1 ball game than a 3-1 ball game? I mean, it's massive.
It's error, and it's the unforced error, not covering first, and then it's walk.
That one's in the dirt, and that's going to go to the screen, which will allow the runners to advance. And that's the thing. It's exactly what you said. It's not even the errors; they're unforced errors. It's a different situation if you're making plays under duress.
Yes.
But that throwing error was, hey, I just got to get the ball across the diamond in time.
It's a little nonchalant.
Yeah,
is what it is.
You just got to cover first base. Yeah, that's the thing. It's again, that's the stuff when you're, again, we've given a lot of philosophical credit to the Mets and talking about their team on paper and how we think they're better than a 6-13 team. I'll tell you what, they're not playing like a 6. Like they are playing exactly like a 6-13 team tonight.
Yeah, like I had said, the frustration obviously is gonna grow.
There's a strike.
If you're Serge, if you're Luke, even Sean Bartley's been around a long time. You know what this team is capable of.
Somebody's got to grab the microphone. And really, right? This is the second time in a couple weeks we've seen Moncton. And that hits Charlie in the helmet, and he will go down to first. Looks like Charlie's going to be okay, as that one just kind of grazed him, and now it's bases loaded with 1 out. And again, like I don't know what it is. I'm not affiliated with the Moncton Mets, but again, they are a team right now that they're just succumbing to this. we keep saying we expect them to turn it around. We expect them to turn it around. And you know what? They very well could. But at some point, somebody has to step up and say, hey, guys, this is enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just that it's the avalanche. Everything's piling on top.
Yep.
We can't make the plays in the field.
Yep.
We're striking out too much of the dish.
Yep.
And it needs to be.
Let's go
from
out
a
there.
leader.
Let's go out there and play for each other.
Yeah. It
Right?
needs to be a leader that says, don't look at the standings. Don't look at the scores. Let's go out there, have your teammates back, and who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, you've got the first place team coming in Sunday night, and I'll tell you what, if I look at that box score on Monday and I see that the Mets won 8-2, it's going to be because some of these veteran guys are going to step it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's outside for a ball, and it's 3-0, and you've got nowhere to put Logan Walsh here. Bottom of the 6th inning, the Ironman leads 6-1. Nick Leggett reached on an error, and back-to-back walks to Watkin not back-to-back walks, a walk and a hit by pitch. Yeah, pitching's been rough. Pitching has been rough. I mean, we've seen, how many times, and you know what, if we had Brian Richard or Buzzard in the box, and that's a free pass, that is an RBI walk, the 4th free pass with the bases loaded in this ballgame. And that's going to do it for Josiah Coombs, I think. But you look, again, and you know what? Ryan brings up a good point. Their issue is pitching. I'm going to give you a stat line. Justin Cormier is 0-3 with a 6 ERA.
Not what you're expecting out of
And
Cormier.
again, you know what? We're hearing he's a little banged up. Obviously, they miss Sam. Man,
Yeah.
how they miss Sam
Yep.
so much. Like those two guys, when you think of the Moncton Mets over the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, you think Sam Lund. You think Justin Cormier. And again, obviously physical limitations, performance limitations, like it's just, again, at some point, something has to click for these guys.
And not to point in this direction because, Nick LeBlanc and Jake Green are very capable catchers.
Absolutely.
But you had John Hymanwitz controlling the pitching staff the last 2 seasons. And he was a very good caller. He was a very good receiver and a very good defensive catcher.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy that runs
And that's outside for ball
a
1.
pitching staff can get the most out of his pitchers.
Yep.
And I don't know if Nick LeBlanc and Jake Green have been able to take the reins and kind of steer the
Yep.
pitching the way they wanted to this year.
Again, right? That's high and tight for a ball. Justin, he's on the lineup, but he has not made an appearance in the ball game. He is here. I've seen him. But he has not made an appearance.
And the other part of that,
That's
Chris,
in there for a strike.
like you said, Corm's banged up a bit, and Sam's still trying to come back from the shoulder surgery, injury, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I'll tell you where they're at right now. Jesse Malone is warming up in the bullpen.
Jesse not regular arm from them. I don't
No.
believe.
So again, right? That's where your team's at.
Yeah.
You're down 6-1, bases loaded on the road, and Jesse and a guy that doesn't usually pitch. That's what you're. And again, look out. And you can say this, that, and the other, but that is not the situation that you want to be in.
No, and right now you're in the middle of a week where you
know
need
what?
some wins.
And Dig, I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, I got to sit here firsthand, and again, it's 2-2 here to Tyler. I have it 3-2. My apologies. I thought I was right. I was wrong, and that's down for ball 3. And Jimmy mentions it in the chat. I got to sit here firsthand and watch John Hamowitz for 2 summers. And the way he controlled a baseball game.
Yes. Very, very
elite.
good.
Elite
Yep.
backstop. And that's fouled away.
In such an important role in the game, too, Chris.
Yeah.
You know, he throws out a runner and you get out of an inning. Or he makes a block. The other side of it, really good offensive player, too. Doubles, hit for a high average. To miss that guy is missing kind of the heart and soul of the Moncton Mets the last couple of years.
Yeah. I agree. That's the thing. Again, right, and that's outside for ball 4. So that will be the, 5th bases loaded walk in the ball game. That is 2 runs in this inning, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm curious because they only have it 7-1. Somebody needs to tell the guys in the press box it's 8-1, not 7-1. Anyways, folks, we thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, and Tex is right. I mean, John is a great leader. He was one of the first guys you'd hear picking guys up from the dugout. Like
Yes.
it wasn't just the on field. He was a Class A dude. And there's a ground ball from Tanger, and that's going to be a tough play. Van Putten gets to it and a throw over to first, and he will make the play, but a run will score. So Langtang with a productive out there as an RBI ground out for the second out of the inning. And the Ironmen make it now 9-1.
There we go. The boys downstairs caught up.
No, sorry, Nora. I didn't mean my scoreboard. My scoreboard is right. It's the guys downstairs there. Their scoreboard was wrong, but they got her fixed now. So now at this point, a base hit from Goss here could spell night here with the 11th run out at second base. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike.
And shout out to Tex down in
Yeah,
in
I
Texas.
love seeing Tex in the stream.
Miss
I
your
mi- I
brother.
miss
Hope you're
him.
doing well.
I miss Tex. I do. Speaking of Class A dudes from the U.S.
One of the best.
Oh, and that's going to hit him. That's up and in. This inning will continue. We're going to have to do a GoFundMe here to get Tex plane tickets up here for, maybe a week during the playoffs. We'll get him up here. We'll
absolutely.
get him a chair. We'll get a third mic here. Couple of cold ones.
Yeah, no,
Why-
that sounds
why
like a
not?
great weekend to me.
Yeah, that does. That sounds like a great Thursday. That's strike one here to McKay. So bases are loaded here once again. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Ironman looking for a single. And again, speaking of Tex, now, Mike, take a pitch here, kid. Take a pitch. Thank you. Speaking of Tex, 2023, I believe, walk-off grand slam on Irish Festival night to cap an 11-1 victory.
Hit it off Glenn Marks. I was here. I remember that. Yep.
And that's outside for a ball. So again, Tex in the stream,
You never know.
walk-off grand slam, Irish Fest game, 11-1. Again, it was a 10-run rule walk-off.
It would have to be a shot by Mike McKay.
I'm
here.
just saying, I'm okay with an 11-1. Like, get me a base hit. That's high for a ball. Get me a base hit, a little bleeder into right center. You know what, though? I want to see Keats it again.
I'd love to see the
Which
double.
which I don't know. I mean, unless we get a walk or something.
I'd love to see a double to
I know.
take the record over, but
Oh, and that one's to the screen, and they're going to advance here and score. Again, take no prisoners. So now the game-ending run is over at third base after the wild pitch. And the count is 3-2 here to Mike McKay. Yes, Dan. Don't lose my number. Don't lose my number. Here comes the 3-2 to McKay, and that's high ball 4. So Chris Keating will get another crack. Now the worst part is here, it won't count as a double. Because as soon as the run scores, it's ball game.
Well, you might as well hit the home run then, Chris.
Hope you're having a good night, Audrey. Thanks for coming by. That's right. I hope he hits it over the fence.
Then they all count.
That's right. And that's high and tight for a ball. Again, what a you imagine if he pipes one off the Sam's graphic sign in the gap and it only counts as a signal. That would just be the absolute worst.
But you know what?
And that's high for ball 2. And at this point, just intentionally walk him and end this game.
Yeah, no, it's been a night where
Yeah.
you can see that the Mets are pretty
This
deflated.
is a night the Moncton Mets are going to want to forget, and that's fouled back.
He's looking to make sure this is a game over with that swing right
Yeah,
there.
that's right. I might listen. Maybe not. Maybe gonna stay away from that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the count to Keats, and that is popped up down the right field line, going back of first, and Serge will make the catch. So the Ironmen get 4, but this game will see a 7th inning. But I'll tell you what, it's already a game the Moncton Mets would like to forget, as after 6 complete innings here at Ironman Field, the score is the Chatham Miramichi Ironmen 10, the Moncton Mets 1.
It's Irish Festival week on the Miramichi. Why not spend some of it with your local pub enjoying some great food and great music with great friends? On Thursday, we have wing night at your pub from 5 to 9 p.m. On Friday, we have Dram and a Draw live in the pub from 6 to 9 p.m. On Saturday, we have Sarah and James Nelson from 12 to 2 p.m., Dale Whitty and crew rocking the patio from 2 to 4, and Gary Cook live in the pub from 6 to 8. Come on down to historic Willison House and enjoy your Irish festival with us. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 7th year, and Jamie Walls is going to try to finish what he started as he comes back out here. Through 6 innings, he has allowed a run on 3 hits. There has been no Ironman errors. I need an updated strikeout count, Dig. I have 7. I believe it might be 8 or more. Oh, my geez.
He has 8 on the
Okay,
night.
I was going to say, do you need a third hand there to count all of them? But here goes Parley to lead it off.
Getting offered pizza up here now, Chris.
Holy, I know, I was going to say. The word, oh, that one's inside for ball. The word is out, Dig. The word is out.
We are pizza guys.
The
in
word
the
is out on our obsession with pizza as they're bringing up some of the leftovers here after the game. We'll have to make sure we hoss in there and get a slice before, that's outside for ball 2. And that's right, Nora with a good point in the chat. Back-to-back nights where the Mets have given up double digits.
Yeah, tough stretch. Hopefully trying to right the ship Sunday, I believe you said, against St. John.
Yes, Sunday
right?
night, yes, St. John in Moncton, 7 o'clock start. And that's down for ball 3. And again, I'll tell you, I don't have the full score, and I don't know if you want to, but looking at the scoreboard, Chatham has 10 runs on 5 hits. They've got to have a dozen walks. So 3-0 here. And that is right there for a strike. Again, Diggs on like 3 hands of counting here.
So including the hit by pitches, there's been 11 free passes given out by the Moncton Mets team.
3 hit by pitches, eh?
Yes.
And that is outside for ball 4. So Parley will take a free pass to start the 7th. Again, the Ironmen have scored 10 runs on 5 hits, have not committed an error. The Mets have scored 1 run on 3 hits, and they have committed 2 errors. One of them critical. It was a play that would have got them out of the 4th inning with the score 3-1. The Ironmen went on to score 3 to make it 6-1. And there's a swing from Justin Bro. The Mets' only run came in the top of the 3rd inning on a wind-assisted single. So, again, on a non-windy night, it's 10-0 ball game.
Yeah. Right.
The one run they scored was Van Putten got one into the air that the wind absolutely just decimated, and Goss couldn't get to it. Absolutely. And, Dan, that's what we're saying, right, is, again, lots of season left. 8 more games for the Mets after tonight. And again, they are, they get a couple of guys back in the healthy column. And I think, I think this is still going to be a team that is going to play some meaningful baseball in September. It's just, you know what? It's broken right now. But like I said earlier, and you know what? You can go back an inning or two, and what I said was I would not be surprised if they beat St. John 8-2 Sunday night. At some point, you turn the corner. This Moncton Mets team is too good to be playing games like this.
Too much talent.
Yep.
Too many guys in this team that are gonna say.
And there's a swing and a miss.
Hey guys, enough is enough. It's time to start playing Moncton Mets baseball.
Yep.
And I fully believe that they're still not a team that 4-5 series is looking more and more like Fredericton and Moncton.
Absolutely.
And that could be a bloodbath. You know, that's a series that I could see
Anything
going
can
3
happen,
games.
right? The thing is, the great part about the NBSBL is any of the 5 teams have a chance to win until they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Until you lose the last game of the season, anybody has a chance to win. So here's Green after the strikeout to Bro. 9th strikeout of the ball game.
And that's what's fun, Chris. The parity in the league, you know, keeps it interesting. There's never a team that comes into a season and says we're head and
That's
shoulders
high for a ball.
above the rest.
Hey, listen, nothing brings the viewers to the stream more than a 3-2 ball game.
Yep.
And I am nothing if not somebody who we want the views. Right?
We love to have people in the chat listening to us go on.
That's right. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Healthy hack there from Green. Walls has pitched a great little ball game here tonight. He hasn't gotten himself into a whole lot of trouble again. Only 3 hits allowed. He's walked a couple. Has 9 strikeouts. This has been a vintage Jamie Walls performance. That is high and away for a ball.
The only hits tonight coming from the 2-3 hitters. Sorry, the 2-4 hitters in the Moncton lineup. Van Putten with the single, wind assisted that scored the run, and Luke Votor with 2 singles.
Yep. Trying to turn it back over to the top of the order here. Here comes the 2-2. There's a foul back. Look out. Look out, Dig. That's just what we need. One through the netting here. Start our Irish Fest with a black eye. That'd never happen. This netting is insured and approved and guaranteed. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the top of the 7th. The Ironmen 10-1 lead. There's another foul ball. Green with a good at bat here. Nora, no, they don't. No, it does not. No, I believe it will put them a half game behind St. John. And there's a foul ball. So again, Green wasting a couple here.
So after tonight, the Ironmen are going to be looking for a little bit of help from the St. John Alpine, or from the Moncton Mets, on Sunday night.
Yep.
To try to put them into a tie for first place.
And be looking for some help from the Fredericton Royals, who play the Islanders 4 times this weekend.
Yeah, four in a weekend is a lot for any team. Not a lot of pitching going to be left after those 4 games.
Again, realistically, because the teams have not played even amounts of games, you got to look at the loss column. Is still very important. That is a fly ball in the air towards right. Goss in and makes the play for out number 2. So the Mets are down to their last out here. Again, the loss column, because again, the Alpines have only played 17 games. Tonight's number 20 for the Ironmen. If the Ironmen hang on, the Alpines and Islanders have 6 losses. The Ironmen have 8. This will be the Mets' 14th loss, and the Royals have 9. So again, at 12-8, the Ironmen would be a half game behind the Alpines, and they would pull even with the Islanders. And that's out on the outside part of the plate for a strike as it goes back to the top of the order. And Jackson Decker. Yeah, they would be tied with PEI if they're able to get the last out here. Again, it's difficult because they haven't played the even number of games. So the best way to do it is just look at the loss column. The Ironmen will still have 2 more losses than St. John and PEI. And now the Mets are down to their last strike here on Irish Festival Thursday. 0-2, 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Jamie Walls trying to finish what he started. A long look in here. Parley, the runner at first. Walls is the one he wants now. Here it comes. And that one is popped into center field. Mike McKay parks under it. Ball game. The Ironmen with an exclamation mark victory here on the annual Irish Festival game as they put down the Moncton Mets by a score of 10-1. Jamie Walls goes the distance. He allows 1 run on 3 hits and strikes out 9 Moncton Mets hitters for the Mets. Kevin Obi will be saddled with the loss here. He allowed 4 runs across 3+ innings in a game that was marred by walks, errors, and some really professional at-bats here from the Ironmen. Dig, again, if you're the Ironmen, statement W, you keep the train rolling. Now they get to sit back. They get to recharge their batteries over the next week. The next time they play is next Thursday night. Fredericton coming to town. Irish Festival weekend. I mean, what better start here for the Ironmen? What better start for Miramichi than a statement victory here?
Yeah, a perfect way to kick off the Irish Festival here in Miramichi. A really gutsy performance by the veteran of your staff and Jamie Walls, going all 7, 9 strikeouts. You can't ask for more than him. And you know what, Chris? 1-0 in the green jerseys.
That's right. Do we see the green jerseys again? Well, that's going to do it, folks. We want to thank O'Donaghues Irish Pub for continuing to support the stream after all these years. Go on down and check them out at Old Historic Williston House. They got all kinds of fun stuff on the go all week, and check them out on Facebook at O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Of course, on behalf of the best color man in the NBSBL, Jake Dignam, I am Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Ironmen. The final score here from Ironman Field, your Chatham Ironmen 10. The Moncton Mets 1. Have a good night and be safe.